Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cast with the very first Minisode. Oh my god. In today's episode, we're going into Kaimana's backstory.
I wasn't
So,
I wasn't gonna interrupt you or anything, and you just goofed yourself.
I'm bad at talking, Dev. I'm just bad at talking.
I
I
know.
am a host for a D&D podcast, an entirely audio
And you don't know how to
medium.
talk.
I don't. Okay,
Yes.
as where we left off in the story, everyone's sitting around the fire, but Kaimana, as you fall into your trance of meditation, right? Elves do that.
Yes. Yes, that's what elves do.
They don't fucking sleep, which is weird.
No, I meditate for 4 hours and then sit there for the other 4 to 6 hours while I wait for everyone else to get up. Which is
As you're
fun.
weird.
Really
As
weird.
you meditate, thoughts of like the past 2 days you have been in nothing but conflict,
Mm-hmm.
which you haven't done for how many years?
Let me check real quick. It would have been about 30 years at this point since I've
Like
been in
for 30 years,
serious
the
combat.
most
Yeah.
the most you've handled is like a scuffle in the streets, and
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. No big stuff until now, where I've killed a lot of things in the past few days, which is fun. It's not fun. That's a
It's
lie.
it hasn't been fun. It has not been fun for Kaimana.
No, she's having a time.
She's having a very bad time. And your thoughts go back to the war,
Mm-hmm.
which was under the banner of the Orcish death god Yurtris. Orc forces began to move across the. I don't know. Do I want to make it as big a problem as like continental or just country problem?
Oh gosh, I don't
What
know.
would you say?
That's
Since this is the war you partook in, what would
yeah.
you say?
I I would say that it's pretty big, but probably not. I mean, I probably not continental. I feel like that would have been like sort of a longer issue than I had kind of planned on it being. You know, like I feel like the war would have lasted longer were it like a full continent
Yeah.
thing. I feel like it was kind of stopped at the country level.
Okay. So like the current country, which I don't have a name for yet,
Hey, why don't
it's
you pull
just
another Adderall, you fucking piece of shit?
I should do
Make
that.
up another
But
name
yeah,
that way.
I definitely will. In the country you live in, orc forces begin to sweep across it, and you, at a young age of what?
I would have been 116 when I left for the army.
At 116, you
Hmm.
took up arms with various, probably with fellow elven clansmen and other people you passed along the way, and joined the local military regime
Hmm.
to fight back.
That would be correct.
And what was the name of your battalion? Oh my God, Dev, no, no.
It's our turn now.
We have officially named this fucking country Analorak.
Bad, really bad. Yeah, have fun explaining that to the rest of the party who are not here. To
It's gonna be so
pull
fun.
back that curtain a little bit. Um, yeah, I'm kind of trying to distract from the fact that I did not plan on a battalion name. I didn't really
We can jam out a
have
cool
that
name
queued up.
right
Let's
now.
do it.
Were they mostly female or no? Because I
It
have
was
one of
a it
them
was
mostly
a
female.
mixed group, mixed battalion of both genders and races and everything else. Like
I was
I feel like it was kind of like
I
a
was gonna say
patchwork
the
thing.
Fighting Furies.
The Fighting Furies. That works. I'll go for it. I'm supposed to be good at improv. What the hell? I can should be able to think of something, but Fighting Furies is good name.
Okay. Yeah. They accept all genders and races. You're all good there.
Yeah.
But that was in your battalion, and you have roughly been in you joined about for it's been a year. That's mostly just been you training and you just being stationed around different posts across the countryside.
Right.
But this is your very first like big mission with your battalion.
Okay.
You have been stationed in the little village of Oak Wreath.
Okay.
Oak Wreath,
All right.
which is on the it's for some reason the Orcish forces have been sending squads out towards Adderolf Swamp, and
Okay.
you've been stationed near the village of Oakreath, which is like on a path towards Adderolf. Like Adderolf is a fucking huge swamp. Like it divides most of the countryside.
Okay.
So imagine you're on the northern side and Shimmerdeep is days and days past it on the south side.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be God. That's gonna be a thing when we get around that area and I start to recognize that.
Yep.
Because I feel like she settled in Shimmerdeep to be kind of as far away from the war as she could have been. Nope. Tried it.
Oh no, we can
Oh no
retcon it
no
right now
like
if you want.
no like
If you
if
want
she
to.
wouldn't have known then she wouldn't have known and
Okay.
it ties it in. It's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, it does. Um,
Gives her an excuse to talk about it.
Oak Re- Yeah, it does. It's like a very small village,
Mm-hmm.
but you're stationed here to like keep an eye on the swamp and to also defend off the forces. It's mostly just like farmers and like travelers who come through here. It's not a big village, like roughly 100 to 150 people at most.
Okay. That's nice, easy first assignment.
Yes. And you and your battalion, which numbers and how many?
Which is what?
How many fighters are in your battalion right now?
Um. Oh gosh, right now. I mean, probably not a lot. Probably maybe 100. Not like it's not like one of the massive battalions. Um.
Okay, so about 100 soldiers,
Yeah,
100 souls.
sounds about right for a
Um,
small village too.
you're currently all in a tavern. You're enjoying time with your compatriots. And what ranking is Kaimana? Is she
Um.
just a grunt, or is she actually higher level? Is
Eventually,
she
Kaimana gets to the point where she's sort of leading a battalion, but that wouldn't be for years and years in the future. I put her down as an infantry soldier, which is just kind of like
okay?
your basic foot soldier doing foot soldier things.
All right, cool. You're with your fellow compatriots, and what do I want to do here? Um, do you have any like friends in your battalion? Like whether do you
um,
want to improv names right now? You want to
I
jam it
I
out?
had I had one planned. I had one planned friend battalion member that I can pull out for you. Other than
Okay.
that, though, I can improv some names. Yeah. Um, or well, I can try. I have a friend. She is a halfling woman by the name of Ayla, and let me
Ayla.
Ayla like that.
Ayla. I like that.
Yes. Um, other than that, anyone you want to make up is totally good.
What kind of personality and character is Ayla?
Ayla is I kind of had her as like if she wasn't you know how like you can be like a bard with a military background? That's her.
Yeah.
That's what she
Oh.
is. So she's like a lot
Oh.
more I don't want to say like Thray because that's like a whole level of like extra that I don't want to touch on, but she's a lot more like fun and outgoing I think than Kaimana is even at this point, like before everything.
She she is currently standing on the bar and
Yep,
dancing and singing.
that sounds about right. There it is.
Everyone's joining in, and you're just sitting in the corner, just drinking.
Just very heavily drinking. Um, no, but I mean, like they get along. Like Kaimana's not like she doesn't find it easy to let loose and have fun, but she does at times with this, especially with this company who are a lot more rowdy than uh, the people that she comes to know kind of after the war, just like in regular work.
Yeah. Um, Isla, like she dances over to you across the bar. She's doing like that Irish
Oh
jig
gosh.
dance, and she like plops down beside you and like she takes the drink from your hand and drinks it, then hands it back because she finished her drink already.
Okay.
And she goes, what voice do I want to give her? She goes, Kai, we gotta, after we're done here, we gotta come back. Their mead is good.
I'm sure it is, though I wouldn't know since you're stealing all of mine.
She goes, I'll pay you back. And
Mm-hmm.
she like bangs on the bar and says, bartender, a whole nother round on Kaimana here.
Yep, all right. You know what? Sure. I'll go with it.
As you go into your revelry, it grows late into the evening.
Hmm.
It's like 8 o'clock, like late enough you can start seeing the moon rise. And as you all are still deep into your revelry, there is a loud horn bugle that blows over the village, and then a moment of pause, and every soldier in the bar jerks up and starts crowding outside.
Oh no. Um, yeah, I mean we're gonna follow, obviously. That's a
You stand outside in the town square, and everyone's in line and rank and order, and your captain, which we can just say captain if we don't want to come up with a name.
that would be good.
Uh,
Thank you.
your captain is addressing orders. Do I want to make Captain Daggery your captain? No, no.
that's
We
that's
would have.
that's a lot. That's a whole bunch. Um,
We can. This is Captain Daggery's brother, Captain
Hagrid.
Sortery.
Stop. Dumb. Dumb,
it's
stupid,
dumb.
and
It's dumb, and I love it.
also dumb. I love it also.
Captain Stabbery.
There it is. Captain Stabbery. Here.
Captain Stabbery is Captain Daggery's brother, and he goes, "Attention troops! We have spotted approaching Orcish forces from the north. Battle stations, everyone! Battle stations!" And he claps his hands, and everyone jerks off, and not jerks off. I can't
No.
talk. I can't
No.
talk today.
Every single person just starts beating their meat right there.
No. Everyone shoots out and starts getting their gear.
Yeah. Shoots out isn't
Where,
much better, but okay.
yeah. Where do you and Ayla feel you're stationed?
Like within this village or within like
They have a perimeter set up around the village, and but beyond that they have like little outposts and all that.
okay, yeah, I feel like we'd be like I guess a little further out kind of cuz I feel like Kaimana is good at her job, like good enough that she rises through the ranks throughout the years, so I feel like she'd be kind of more on the front than just kind of
Okay.
holding a perimeter if that makes sense.
Like a little down the ways away from Oakreath is an outpost. It's a makeshift wooden building that they put together like post haste to set up things.
Okay.
But it's like sturdy enough to like handle being in a war, and you and roughly a dozen other fighters are in there. There's also Grimdash. He's in
Oh,
there.
yay. The one other soldier we have canonically in this battalion cuz I didn't think of names for people, but nice.
He nods at you and hefts his hammer over his shoulder. which you will inherit in the future.
The future clown downer.
The future clown downer. And a lieutenant is going over orders. You are to hold this outpost as long as you can to like to wave out the forces of the orcs that are approaching.
Okay.
And but before he can finish like giving out orders, there is another loud bugle cry,
Mm-hmm.
and you can hear thudding against the side of your outpost.
Okay.
It's a multitude of them, and you realize arrows are being fired, and battle has begun.
All right. Unfortunate for me, a melee fighter.
Yep.
And also
You
Grimdash, a melee fighter.
also Grimdash. I would assume Isla is like a short bow user.
Yeah, she would be a lot more ranged.
So she nods at y'all and puts her helmet on and like goes charging out shouting, and she takes position for fight with the firing arrows right back while you get in a trench that they've dug
Okay.
and you stand your ground. The sounds of fighting carry out for roughly 20, 30, 40 minutes until you feel the ground begin to shake and tremor, and you see soldiers fall down to the trench with you, except they're not your soldiers, they are the approaching orcish forces.
Whoops.
So, I want you to roll. What do you feel you should roll here?
For what? What am I?
Are you attacking or defending yourself? What do you want to do?
I mean, I feel like if they dropped in unexpectedly, that would be more of a defense.
Okay.
Just from. I mean, not to say that I wouldn't be attacking, but I doubt that they would just drop down and then stare at me for 60 seconds and wait for me to get my sword out. So, well, it'd already be out, but you know what I mean. Like, they're gonna
Yeah.
make use of that. So you just want me to roll a d20?
Yeah. Roll a d20 and either add your strength or your constitution modifier.
I'm gonna add strength because it's better. Or well, do I use? Here's a question for you. Do I use the same character sheet that I have now as a level 8 fighter?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
All
fine
right,
with it.
cool beans. Because I don't remember what my original stats were. And that's a nat 20 actually, so it doesn't matter. So
Okay.
think I'm good actually.
What do you do? What do you want to do?
Okay. As the first few orcs kind of slide their way into the trench, there's a moment where myself and my company are kind of taken aback. I don't think we were expecting them to press forward this far, at least not without warning, at least from our other scouts who are kind of outside the trenches. So the first orc, like the one closest to me, is going to like swing his weapon, whatever weapon it is. I'm like, my brain is giving me an axe. Like he's gonna swing an axe, and I kind of catch it on my shield, and like it gets kind of stuck off to the side so that I can move in and start counterattacking.
All right. After a brief moment of you having to be pushed back, you push back yourself, and you start killing orcs. You mow down through the trench.
Nice.
Like
needed that 20.
Yeah, like Kaimana, like always in training, you were always the most like focused of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Considering, what did you do in your clan before you joined the army?
Before, well, I'm a wood elf, so it would have been a lot of like forest kind of survival, though not quite as like dire as that. But you know, there would have been some level of like hunting and like dexterity sort of training, but not training. You know, just like making my way around the woods and things like that. So I feel like that would kind of help me with army stuff and focusing.
Like the combination of your time in your clan hunting, it was just honed by your training in the military, and you're just pushing through these orcs. Like you push in, you stab clean, you pull out, they're dead, and you move on.
Nice.
And you do this for roughly you go through about 20 or so
Oh my
guys
god.
because of that nat 20
Hell yes.
before a much larger target like grabs you and picks you up and tosses you outside the trench and you on the opposite side like facing towards your outpost and you realize that the battle is not just inside the trench, it's around it.
Oh no.
There's a there's a multitude of your battalion and there's a multitude of the orc forces attacking, and you see the banner of Urtris with the white hand on a flying through the sky.
It is not a great
And
place. Not a great time to be had
it's not a good
by
place.
anybody, except maybe the orcs.
You hear you hear voices shouting from the outpost that say retreat back into the bunker.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think Kaimana's still, she would follow orders. I feel like she's a good soldier like that. So if she can
Okay.
get across, because you said she's on the other side of the trench.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So if she can get back to the bunker to kind of fall back and group up, then
All right. Make an athletics check.
all right. Let me double check my athletics bonus, which is pretty dang high, methinks. 1 second. So that is a 17 total.
17. That's
Yep.
pretty good.
Yeah.
You with a running leap, you leap over the entire trench and start dashing towards the outpost building, narrowly weaving and dodging your way through strikes and like other scuffles that are happening.
All right.
And you get inside and you see Ayla and you see Grimdash all and a few other soldiers. There's some of them are wounded and they're all inside and you slam the door shut behind you and you pull down one of those wooden bars that help barricade the door.
Mm-hmm.
And you back away slowly. And what do you do next?
God. How many? Gosh, how many orcs are still outside? Would you say roughly?
From what you could tell, they're they seem to be overwhelming the numbers of your soldiers.
Okay.
So
So.
more than 100.
Oh no. Then in that case, I think we need to get out of here and get the people of Oakreath out of here, because regardless of, if we all die here, then it will have been a valiant effort, but Oakreath will be overrun anyway. The least we can do is try and get them out before the orc forces get there.
All right, all right. You relay this plan to your fellow soldiers, and Isla's with you, but some of them feel like they should stay here in the bunker since it's safer.
Right.
Do you want to make a persuasion check, or what do you want to do?
Honestly, if they want to stay, they're fine to stay, especially those who are injured. Like, I'm not going to expect them to like try and make a break for it if they can't run fully. But we can. Oh jeez, sorry, my stuff started crashing and I got scared for a moment.
Oh no.
like please don't. But I feel like anyone who wants to go with me should just go. I'm not gonna kill time here trying to persuade people who don't want to leave.
All right. Isla restrings her bow, and Grimdash shoulders his hammer once more, and a few more soldiers who are like roughly about 12 soldiers, a mix of them unhurt and hurt, stand up and follow you while the rest are staying here.
Okay.
And Isla like hits your shoulder and says, I immediately forgot what voice I gave her.
Already forgotten it. You're good.
I'm so sorry. She goes, I still owe you that mead.
You can worry about that once we both get out of this.
Grimdash goes, very well, and then he slowly opens the barricade door and kicks it down, and you all make a mad dash outside. You form like that phalanx stance,
Mm-hmm.
that phalanx formation where you're all in a circle and your backs are to each other and you're facing outwards
Right.
in a defensive position. And you're just backing towards Oakreath, which is in the distance, but it's like close enough that you can get there within like 10 minutes time.
Okay. That's not too bad.
And you make your way there. Uh, for the most part, you do fend off some orcs, but for it's like they're too busy fighting the main mass of your own soldiers against theirs.
Right.
And you get to Oakreath in about 10 minutes time, and the village is it is part of the conflict now. Like you can't tell who's the villagers and who's the soldiers fending off the attackers.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I mean, same sort of deal as before. Like I'm still gonna be mostly focused on getting villagers or those who I can tell are villagers just away from the conflict because they do not need to be caught up in this.
All right, all right. You motion some of the. You managed to find a few, but like most of them are either dead or you can don't see any.
Right.
Is that bird?
What on like on my
Like I heard a.
it
Yeah, I heard a.
probably is. There's a lot of birds up here and the one window is open. Though that is
Okay, that's.
crazy that they are that loud that you can hear them. But
It's okay.
there's
It's
definitely
okay.
birds. I thought you meant in game and I was like, I don't know, Quiz, is it a bird? You
No, it's
tell
cool.
me.
It's
Is it Ripley?
um.
Is she here?
Is Ripley here? Are we retconning that Ripley the bird is here?
Ripley's actually been alive for 70 years and hasn't told us.
Oh. Um. Okay, you managed to group up a small number of villagers, roughly about 20 or so,
Okay.
and you lead them to the outskirts of the village that isn't pointed towards the battle, which you tell them to where do you want to tell them to go?
I mean, hold on. I need to make sure I've got this mental map right. Is Adderall Swamp in the opposite direction of the fighting, or is it in the same direction?
It is in the opposite direction of the fighting.
Okay. Um. Yeah. I mean, well, though to be fair, I don't know if I would know that that's there, but I mean, I'd basically just be telling them to get away from the city, and hide as best they can. Like they probably know the area better than I do, so I just be like, look,
Okay.
orcs are coming from there. You get not there. Bye.
All right. You go. Oh. You tell them to do that, and you escort them that way there. Like you're defending these villagers right now,
Right.
which was part of your mission. Like you were told to defend the village and therefore the villagers in it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what happened to Captain Stabbery. You're not sure.
Well, I'll find out what happens to his brother in a couple years, so we'll
Yep.
hit that up, I guess.
You push these people back and you keep them going for roughly an hour.
Okay.
The sound of conflict dies down, but I need you to make a perception check.
Yup. Oh well, that's a 19, so that is crit by fighter standards.
19. Okay, let's see who else makes it. Okay, well, the villagers, they don't seem to notice.
That's Fair.
But
Fair.
Isla notices, but Grimdash does not seem to notice.
Okay.
As you round about through the dark, you probably have torches lit by now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, their glow just briefly passes by shapes and shadows hidden in the sides of the woods you're passing through.
Okay.
And you see, for a brief moment, a white banner or white
Oh
hand.
no.
And there is a sneak attack upon you and your group.
Okay. Oh, jeezy crazy. Yeah, that's not ideal. That's not,
That is not ideal.
that's not a great thing. Um,
It is the silence is broken by Grimdash yelling because an arrow just pierced him through the shoulder.
aw, help my boy.
Your
Help
boy,
my boy
which
out.
which you helped kill in the future.
Listen, he was already dead, it's fine. Help my boy out.
Isla, like screams back and just shoots in the direction where she saw the arrow come from. And there's a gurgle, and there's a sound of body falling. And you're back to fighting once more. The villagers are trying to help, but for the most part, they're defending themselves or just fleeing from
Mm-hmm.
this fight. And this battle continues for roughly another 10, 15 minutes as you decide to deal with all this ambush.
Yep.
But what do I want you to do?
Die.
Well, you can't die.
Listen.
You can't die in the backstory.
I sure can. Leave me on this battlefield.
All right, roll a Constitution check.
Okay. That's interesting.
This will determine something.
Is it like a saving throw or just a
We can make it a saving throw.
That'd be lovely because I have proficiency in that. So that makes that a 17 then.
All right, you take during this conflict, since there's a much more amount of orcs than what you were hoping to be attacked by.
Mm-hmm.
You take a good amount of attacks and damage to you. Like you're hit over and over again, but you stand, and eventually the last orc falls. But Kaimana, you realize you're the last person standing.
Yeah.
You realize that the bodies strewn about are of villagers and of soldiers bearing the same armor you're wearing. And Grimdash and Isla are on the floor as well.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Look, like I knew it was coming. I'm still very sad about it.
You knew it was coming because you planned
'Cause
this.
I wrote it.
You wrote this. In the pale moonlight above filtering through the branches shining down upon you, you feel a sudden sense of fatigue and heaviness weigh upon your body. And you realize you're sticky wet with blood coating yourself. You can't tell if it's your blood or most of the blood of people you've killed or splashed on you of your fellow comrades.
Mm-hmm.
You see Isla still clutching her bow, her muscles taut but stuck forever in a death grip.
Don't like that. Don't like those words.
You see Grimdash leaning against a tree. For a moment you think he's still alive, but his body is hunched and haggard and he just fell that way dying.
Oh, I'm shaking my head. You can't see it, but I'm shaking my head. I'm mad. Don't like this.
You don't like
Don't
it.
like myself for planning this.
And what do you do now?
I think I just collapse. I think I just lay there with them for a while until someone else from the battalion comes to get me.
That's what you do. With a sense of tiredness that you've never felt before, you collapse and you pass out. You lasted a good long while. You were probably fighting for about an hour consistently there, from leaving the outpost in the trenches to this part in the forest.
Yup.
And you don't awaken until you realize you're lying in a bed and you're covered in bandages, and for some reason your arm is in a sling. You're not sure when you broke it.
Yeah, I feel like also prior to waking up, like right before she passed out in the fucking street, um Kaimana was 100% certain that she was dying. Like
Yeah,
completely was like, "Oh, guess the entire group falls here, like myself included," and she was not. So,
like you were pretty much going on pure adrenaline for a good moment there.
mhm.
And you didn't feel your wounds, but you knew you probably should be dead right now.
Right. So it's like a shock to wake up actually to not be dead
Dead.
actually. Dead for reals.
You awaken to Captain Stabbery standing beside your bed.
Oh.
He looks a little worse for wear too, since he took some injuries in the fight,
Mhm.
and he goes, "Oh, Kaimana, we thought you were dead. Actually, we were just leaving your body here.
Fuck. That's
We didn't have enough body
that's
bags."
the funniest thing I've ever fucking heard. Um fuck. Oh no, cuz Kaimana's not amused, but I really am. That's very funny. Um um yeah, like she kind of does her best to kind of like push herself up, like kind of sit up as best she can with all of her broken everything. Um,
Make a Constitution check.
oh fuck, mistake. Um, yeah, she doesn't do that actually. Stays in the bed forever. Rolled a 3, so.
You try to sit up, but then your arm like collapses underneath
Oh
you.
no. And
And he goes, "No, no, don't get up. Just lay there."
and she takes a really long moment and kind of looks around, um, notably at the lack of more people kind of by her bedside and kind of
Yep.
in this room.
You're like you're like in an infirmary with a like that military infirmary where they keep all the wounded soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only one.
Yeah. And there's like a long moment where she's just kind of looking and like piecing things together, and she just kind of looks back at Captain Stabbery, and
C-
she just says, "No one else?"
You you were the only one, Kaimana.
Okay. And I think she just kind of lays there, and it's a while, like long after even her physical injuries have healed. It's a long time before she gets up again.
Okay, so she was on bed rest for like 5 months at least,
Mm-hmm.
but she probably healed the first 3 months, but she just decided to stay another two.
Yep, just didn't get up.
Didn't get up. I'm hurting myself. This hurts actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, before Stabbery leaves, he gives Kaimana a pouch of coins, which he said, "This is from I overheard you and Ayla at the bar the other night.
Oh no.
This could probably help buy you another drink that she promised you."
Oh no. Don't like it. Don't like this. Okay.
So when we get back to the present,
Mm-hmm.
you can add 150 gold to your total gold sum.
Okay.
Like maybe you went through like maybe you're going to like your satchel and you found this tucked away deep underneath there.
Yeah. I've had, and let me double check this to just to make sure that I'm remembering this correctly. One of the things that I carry with me as the like soldier background is an insignia of rank, which I think for me would have been like the insignia would have been taken from uh, Isla probably. Like it would have been her uniforms, like kind of
Oh,
patch or whatever, and I think that it's rolled up in that. And I've kind of forgotten about it because
oh.
I don't really pull it out to look at it. Um, but maybe I've just recently like found it kind of in the side of my bag, and I'm like, oh, yeah,
Maybe while you're meditating you found that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm sad.
And that is our very first mini-sode. I hope you enjoyed
I
it.
hope the rest of them don't make me sad.